Hello, viewers, and welcome to the final episode for Command Mission. We have a purple scarf. Yay! It's actually a pretty good shade of purple. But take a look here. 54 hours and 43 minutes. 100% obtained. So before we show everything off, we're gonna go over here to Nana, take a look at the deployment stuff. It's a teensy bit anticlimactic. As you can see, we have 23 Hall of Famers. All the deployments are done though, can't send anybody back out. The lucky loser is Liquid Glob. He went out multiple times, succeeded multiple times, but didn't do well enough to gain a level. So all he did was stay at level 8. But then, I guess we'll just take a close look at our enemies here. D-Shark is happy he served well. Big Monkey, Einhammer. Killer Mantis, Radar Killer, Mega Mantor, Glob. The Meltdown, the Patrol Dog, Prion, Doberman, Rushloader, Degraver, Mega Tortoise, Deerball, Woofloid, Woofoid, Cinnadropper, Batbone, Blowfish, Metar, Pararoid, Rabid, Gold Blader, Blady. So they all, most of them did great. And the deployment stuff is all done. Let's go celebrate. We'll celebrate in the Sky Room, I guess, for the different music that it provides. I wish when you went to the Jukebox you could walk out here and stuff, but you can't. So we'll just real quick, I'm not gonna watch any of these, but we have all the video clips unlocked and you can cycle through them like so. You can play them. Oh, I wasn't really sure what the power button did. It just exits. Okay. But I'm not really gonna look at all those. We have all 51 songs. And unfortunately, you can set these to repeat and stuff, which is cool. Oh wait. But we can't leave the Jukebox and listen to them, which is pretty sad. So it would have been cool to get some tunes going. We have a new poster. I thought we had all of them, but apparently Hunter Base is the last and final poster, which we just got. And apparently Nana has a lock of white hair on her. That's what it looks like there. Anyway, we'll just leave this poster up. I think it's the best one. We'll take a look at all our stuff. Starting with the figures. Complete Shadow's Betrayal. We can look at them in detail, which is pretty cool. So we got a Batbone here, and I don't know how long this will take. We'll just enjoy these for a little while. Can get in super close to the Batbone. And full 3D rotation. This is actually a super cool feature. The Batbone looks pretty good. Shadow. He's alright. I don't know. He's like a samurai guy, but he has a vial cannon on his shoulder with a yin and yang symbol. Usual Mega Man feats with the hole in the center. I guess, some sort of propulsion system. But Shadow looks alright. Got X, Command Mission Armor. I actually don't mind the design. I think it's a neat design. Back is pretty sophisticated, with the lines in the center and whatnot. The belt, yeah, it looks alright. I don't know why he has like a belt design for the waist. I guess it's just to break things up and add more interest than just a jumpsuit. Speaking of the jumpsuit, I wonder how he got into that kind of a jumpsuit. But whatever, he's a robot. We won't worry about it. So, looks pretty good. He's got brass knuckles. If X ever punched you in the face, it would hurt. It would hurt a lot. Epsilon with the cape. He's got... I never understood the whole point of this shit. I believe it's because he got out of his chamber too soon and he ripped all the cables out of him. But it's kind of a poopy design. It's a nice yellow-orange color for the boots. Overall, I don't mind him. Can I, like, scroll the character? I cannot scroll. We can only rotate. I want to, like, scroll him. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, can't scroll, but... he's a little strange with all the protrusions. I'm not sure if they mean something. He's got the braided hair. It's a neat helmet. I like his helmet. Can't really zoom in further on his face, but I'm gonna see some face details. Hopefully that comes in clear on the camera. Blue arm thing. This is a pretty sharp model, I guess. I don't like the back of Epsilon, really. Hippo Presser, first boss. There's always... The Mega Man X series is known for its humongous bosses being first, and this guy doesn't really follow that scale. Sweet. I mean, he's a hippo with a rocket on him. He's also got like a samurai theme, I'm noticing. At least it looks kind of like it with the links, or whatever you would call the padding on his legs. So, I'm going to pay attention to samurai. There could be a samurai sub-theme going on, I'm not sure. Overall, it looks okay. I don't hate it, I don't love it. I think the color scheme is what's throwing me off mostly. We got blue and red, so we have clashing color scheme. The dark blue on the rocket looks neat. The rocket actually makes it work because it's darker colors. Like, the rocket looks cool. Maybe the light blue on the hippo I don't like. Simple back. It's got like, I don't know what this is around his waist. Looks like it opens up. Can't see him without his head. But anyway. Patrol Dog! Basic enemy. It's a neat design. It's like one of those toy dog things, or just a teensy little puppy. It works for me. So yeah, I'm gonna try and be pretty thorough. Looking at our prizes after all. We have the Bounty Hunters. Rowdy Reploid. This guy is, he's a Reploid. I guess he's pretty unique. Kinda gives me Gutsman vibes for some reason. His face is just devious. I've got to stop hitting the R button. I want to, like, position him differently, but I can't. His hand, if you ever pay attention to Sigma's hands, his hands look like Sigma's hands. I don't know if they just reuse old Sigma assets from the 3D games, or if that is purely coincidental. Also looks a little messy there. I'm not sure what's going on with the geometry. I know this game has like a black outline to it, but that looks like... It doesn't look like the black outline. Maybe it is. It just looks like weird geometry there. But anyway, he's okay. He's got interesting hair. It looks kind of nice on the top. And it just balls out. But anyway, Ale. Error. Mega Man / not Mega Man, right? That's what a lot of you guys thought he looked like. His bottom is a giant foot. It's just a giant foot. That's what it looks like to me. Getting a good look at this car. Well, I guess his body. Let's see inside a little bit. Not really. He has kind of the same hands as this guy, except instead of circles, he has like more elongated rectangle things for the knuckles. His face kind of looks like X. I would like to do a side-by-side comparison, but I don't think I can. So we can just call him not X. Redips. If you want to know a cool tidbit about Spider, his name spelled backward is Redips. Just pointing that out if you never realized before. Apparently, his name in the booklet, not Spider's name, but Redip's name in the booklet is misspelled all the time in the book. And people believe it's intentional, so it doesn't just give it away. I think Redip's name is... I forget what it's spelled, how it's spelled. It's a little different though. Anyway, he has pretty plain underside to his boots compared to other characters, but it's pretty cool looking. I do believe he is an original... Alright. That wouldn't make sense. I was about to say he's an original character. Of course he is. I was going to say, what I mean to say, is he is his own identity. The fan theory is that when he goes to confront Django by himself, if you remember that cutscene, he gets defeated. And after that cutscene is when Redips takes over as him. That would explain Django's commentary about seeing him again, and it would make sense, because his joining X is pretty genuine with Ale dying, and I don't think Redips would have any idea who Ale is, because they're from different factions. So, it's just something to point out. Anyway, Spider, you know, his design is neat. I don't have too much else to say. People said he's kind of based around Duo. Not Duo, Dynamo, but I don't really see that. Anyway, Django. First real boss. Got major clipping going on with the leg placement there, but I guess it makes the pose more dynamic when you're not worried about it. So I mean, they just straight up don't care with this pose. Like, if you look at this leg, the purple goes inside the white, and then right here, it's just like, who gives a fuck? Art problems aside, Django's design is actually pretty cool. I would probably change his lower leg. If you want him to do poses like this, it should probably be more open, a little different, so he can do that. Also, his fin is stabbing his back. But anyway, I think he's a cool design. I like Django. He's not too sophisticated. He's a jaguar. His name is fine. It works. Got okay looking yellow feet, or whatever the jet boosters are. Only 4 fingers. I didn't notice that before. Probably should have 5, but whatever. That's minor. I'm gonna assume they did that to save on space, but Mega Man characters always have a human hand, so he should probably have a human hand too. R, the guy whose name we never really get to know, and his bird. I really wish I could like move them up and down and left and right. R is a weird addition in my opinion, just because first of all, he's possibly dead at the end of the game. If you pay attention to the ending cutscene, only his bird shoulder, only the bird is like seen in the rubble, the aftermath of the attack on the base. So it seems like he died in the attack. And I don't know, his design's not super stellar. I don't hate it. I kind of like what's going on with the hair. It's unique. But I don't know. He's pretty plain. He didn't really do anything for the story. He's got humongous legs. He has. But not a huge fan of Redips. Or not Redips, R. Whoever R happens to be. Citizen Reploid is a Reploid. I prefer Reploid designs in previous games compared to this guy. It's probably overly simplified just because, you know, they have to save on space. But it's okay. It's a fine design. Also has the trademark leg thing going on, so that's a good touch. Nice and authentic. Seems like a genuinely unhappy guy. The standalone frown. Not really a frown, just a neutral mouth. Okay. Massimo's Vow. I guess I'll try to speed up a little bit. Got Super Tri Puffers. I actually think the Puffer enemy is really good looking in this game. And this is pretty authentic to the Mega Man X1 Puffer. Granted, this one is black, but the color scheme looks great on it. So, I think they look really good. D-Rex is a cool enemy in my opinion. It's just angry. It's an angry leg dinosaur. Also with the trademark bottom. He's pretty cool looking. Not gonna lie, very sharp, very nice model. Massimo. Massimo is a really neat looking character. I like it. Looks like he has some weird. Oh, his leg is going through his shoe there, but not a big deal. I like the Massimo armor. He's supposed to be like a hero. I don't know how long Massimo is supposed to have existed, but he's a cool character in my book. I mean, we don't really get to know the real Massimo, but this new Massimo, it's a pretty cool guy. I am a fan of his design. Nana? Oh, she does have white on her hair. Pretty plain bottoms. I mean, I like her design more than I like Alia's. But I don't know what the 77 on her breast section is about. Other than that, I guess she's mostly similar to other, what do you call them, support Reploids? Silverhorn. Silverhorn, I think, is also a really great design overall. I mean, if I saw the X-Boss, the Triceratops, and it looks like this is probably what I would want. As far as larger, like large rounder characters go, this is probably one of the best looking designs. Like, he's way better than Frost Walrus. He's way better than... I can't think of anything at the moment, but he's definitely probably one of my favorites from this game, design-wise. And he has a neat voice. His head is attached to his backpack to charge the cannons, is it? I would need to see him lean forward. It seems like it would be a little difficult for him to ever turn his head at all, due to how he's designed. But I still think the design is neat. Maybe you can some changes can be made. This is my 3D artist side coming in to make this look more separated, because if the guy can't turn his head very well, then I mean, he's not going to be a very good battle robot. Doberman! These things actually have like a face on them. More like a humanoid face. Flat, lower texture. Looks like the designers really didn't care about under the bottom of the foot. But you don't see it, so I mean, I get it. This gun's kind of like just a plastic weapon. He's got his soldier backpack. This guy just looks like a typical soldier enemy. You don't fight him much in the game though, he's only in 2 areas. That's an okay design. He actually gives me Vile vibes, but it's mostly because of the color scheme. Alright, part 4. You know what, instead of listening to this again, you know what I did last time? Oh boy, I'm lagging the thing. But we can, I'm gonna be here for a while. This is the Enjoy My Rewards episode, so let me turn that down. And then once again, we'll just enjoy some Mega Man music. I just need to get the playlist up. Let's see here. Let's do Bubble Crab. Get us started. Okay, anyway. Mad Nautilus. I've said in game I liked his design, and like when you see it from the side you can really see he's a Nautilus. This could probably be changed to be a little... It looks good on the side, it looks weird here, maybe because they're too large or something, but Nautilus is pretty neat looking. He might have been neater with less guns on the front. She doesn't even use the guns, and if he had just more tentacles, because Nautiluses have lots of tentacles, but overall I like the design. I do think... Alright, here's the thing. I'm gonna say I like Dr. Psyche's design too, and he's got a neat looking head, but seeing the head on the Nautilus is kind of weird. I almost feel like his head shouldn't even be on it, and it would look better if he was just the Nautilus. But this, I mean, this is a cool character design in my opinion. I definitely like this character design. It's colorful. He's got personality. I mean, he moves a lot. His body looks like it makes sense. He's got same hands as Ale. Literally the same hands. So I'm noticing some smart repurposing. He has like a Wily skull on his backpack. I don't know if he's supposed to be a Wily reference in some way. And his head is a little strange. I mean, I know he's got a big brain because he's a scientist, but if he took like this cool mask, this cool sea, he kind of looks like a seahorse or some sort of sea creature mask, and he just toned this head down into a nicer shape. Like, he could have had the Nautilus tentacles drooping down, like long hair, just a little bit drooping down. I think it would have looked better than the Pokeball. He's got multiple Pokeballs on his head. But other than that, I think his design is cool. Everything except the top of his head appeals to me. Marino! Probably the best new character in my opinion, just because she's useful. This thing floats off her back, I believe. She looks like she's holding it there. She does not have the classic Mega Man X bottom for her feet. That's a little disappointing. She's just got shoes. No boosters. No wonder why she runs and doesn't dash. I guess that makes sense then. So, Marino, she looks okay. She's got like a weird creature design on her helmet. It looks like a face to me. Almost. But overall, I'm fine with this Kunoichi style character. Cinnamon. She's got boosters. Force metal generator. She's got the craziest hair ever. And I don't hate it. It's just it doesn't make sense. Like hair. Even robotic hair. Because Reploid's hair is supposed to be realistic, so it would flow down and follow the laws of gravity. It wouldn't defy it. But anyway, she's a neat design, I guess, for a medical Reploid or whatever she's supposed to be. It doesn't really look like her chest opens up. I mean, the front part looks like it would come off, but it doesn't look like it'll open up with the force metal generator. I don't mean to perv, but we'll try to get a look in there. She's just got a flat bottom. So no opening there. She also doesn't look like she has irises at all. She just looks like she's stunned. Anyway. Go deal, as X calls this. Go deal instead of Gaudile. This guy is like a platypus, right? I like his backpack. Overall, his design. Maybe he's a beaver. But beavers don't have that. That's a platypus face. Major clipping on the hand there. But that's just because of the way they designed these robots. They don't add in parts that would like make sense to rotate on a machine. I guess for simplification. Not a big deal, but yeah, I like his design overall. Even he's got the bottom. So Marino is the only character without the bottoms so far. Killer Mantis. I've already said I like this thing's design. Its backside is like a gun. Crazy looking gun. And then his scythe has the electricity on the front that would just be really not good to get hit with. I think the Killer Mantis is a cool design. Alright. Transform, go Axel. Got the Mega Mantor from... I think he's based on an X1 design. He looks different than the turtles in X1. He does not have fancy bottoms. It's a fine design, in my opinion. I think it worked. I like his, the other version's head better than his head, but this guy has like an anteater head on him. Which is okay. I like anteaters. It just seems like a cross of animals. And then he's got this symbol. Whatever this is. I think this is the rebellion symbol. Not the rebellion, the resistance symbol. The Prion owners. Security Reploid! This is who Axel turned into, so we never get to see a real one, but for what it is, this Reploid design is better than the Citizen Reploid we passed earlier from Sky Central. I like his hat. His hat's neat. And he looks like he's got short hair. He kind of looks like a Proto-Man almost. A little bit. Mostly because of the shades. Cool guy shades. And then we have Axel. I never noticed before. I don't know if that's canon in other games. Does Axel have two triangle boosters for his jetpacks? I need to take a look at other art of him. His underside. So I will say I think this Axel is the best looking Axel, and it's also the best sounding Axel because he's much more mature sounding. He still talks like a kid or a younger robot. His mannerisms are like a kid, but his voice is far better than it was in previous titles, and his design looks pretty good. I don't really dislike Axel or anything. He's an alright addition to the team. I still not quite the impact as X and Zero, but it works. Mach Gentra. All of these guys have a different symbol. But anyway, Gentra is a pretty neat design. It's plain, but it works. Like, he looks like an X-Boss. That's his cane thing. His wings in the game animate almost as if they were skin or some sort of cloth as opposed to metallic, which is neat. But he's a cool design. I still think Silverhorn is my favorite, but he's neat. He's sleek, I guess I would say. Very sleek. Good colors. He's also got the blue and red clashing, but he makes it look better. I think Hyperpressor is just bad. Got a fire globe staring at your soul. Wow, they didn't even bother with the feet. They just let that texture stretch. Not that we'll ever see it. For the glob enemies, I feel like they missed an opportunity to make tiny yellow devil-like enemies. That's probably the inspiration for them. And they have the mechanical insides. I mean, I guess it works, but I don't like it as much as a devil. Regular tri-puffers. I won't look at these too long. I still think their design is spot on. It's really good. regular or the black ones. They both look good. Spider's End! Another glob, same thing, it's just blue instead. I'll give him one more rotation, because it wouldn't be fair to just skip him so soon. Dragonfly thing from X2 that takes control of you. I think it looks really good. It's a neat designed enemy. It actually has a lot more detail on it than I would have thought, because you cannot see this detail in gameplay. But I like it. It's really, really interesting. Zero! I think Command Mission Zero has a cool design too. He looks like he maintained most of his classic features, and he translated really well. Especially his face. Like, he is a stern, angsty character. I'll never understand how his sword is holstered onto his back. That probably could use more work. His back should look more like a holster for his sword. Because I know the beam part recedes like a lightsaber, so it's just a hilt. But, you know, Zero is Zero. He's a cool guy. He's also one of the few characters who doesn't have like a knuckle design on him. He just has white gloves, or so it seems. Also on Zero, one thing, maybe by the time Command Mission comes around it wouldn't be this way, but I was always surprised Zero didn't have a W on him or something to like say, hey, Wily made this guy. Anyway, in Santos Fire, his body is just like a blank, a clear geometry with a texture on it, and it's not very good looking when it's not moving. When it's animated, it looks better. Alright, we got the 3 heads here. He's got like a pig head, kind of, and then a bird head. I don't know what he's themed after. Some deity, I'm sure. And he's got like a pharaoh snake head. He's okay. I don't love the design. He's also not really an animal, so he breaks the tradition of Mega Man X bosses being some sort of animal. Degraver is a Degraver from X1. I think it looks, you know, it looks alright. It's nothing fancy. He's just the X form of Pickle Man. Pickaxe is cool looking, but I'm okay with this design. Yeah! You did it! Rush Loader from X2 originally, I think. It's also a cool design. No pig head on the wheels. I don't know what purpose this robot serves in the Mega Man universe, but it's a nice design. Okay. Take the Supra Force Medal. This is the turtle, Mega Tortoise. His head is just cool, in my opinion. It's just what I would call cool. It looks good. The rest of the body is basically the same, except the toes are sharper, and his cannons are different. I swear the symbol changes subtly on everything. Like, do they not have a dedicated icon to represent them? But Anyway, Mega Tortoise is really neat looking. The Tri-Claw Killer, also from Mega Man 2 Magnus Centipede stage. I don't think it had a third leg. It's a little bit different design-wise. It's not exactly the same, but I don't like the yellow and purple and red. The other colored version of this thing looks better. Design-wise, I think it's a neat-looking enemy. Color scheme, this looks horrendous. Oh, I mean, oh, oh, it's Botos. Everybody loves Botos. I don't really care about Botos. He's a typical round character, and based on how he's animated in the game, it seems like his design overall doesn't work. Like, look at his arms real quick. His arms are attached to this headpiece thing, so his range of movement is already gonna be severely limited in a way that doesn't make sense as well. He has a unique bottom design. He's got like a grill, a vent on his feet. And then his mouth posture is like typical fat guy. I don't know a nicer way to put that. That's how that's often portrayed in animations, anime and stuff. It's just got the rounder lips. But I don't really care about his design overall. Headpiece is like whatever for prodding objects. He's just a sphere. The only thing making him unique is this, I don't know what you would call it, this halo, semi-halo around him, but it doesn't look that great. He's wearing a jetpack on his body because he's big and he can't get around without it. Yeah, I don't really care about Botos. I think his design is poor. D-Rex. Oh, my game either tabbed out or, yeah, tabbed out. Just like the other D-Rex, I think the design is neat. Color scheme on this one is pretty cool. It's more like a war machine. My GeForce Game Ready driver is available to update. Thank you, NVIDIA. So, yeah, this is mostly the same as the other guy. I do like the color scheme better, only because it's not as flashy, it's more subtle. I think the browns are a nice touch. It's not like a black colored guy, he's brown and gray, which is neat. I also love the detail on the mouth piece. Gold Blader. This thing's texture needs work. That's mostly what I have to say, because the way the shader, alright, I can see the way they built the body. There's no innards to that effect, really. It looks good on the outside, then it doesn't look so good underneath. But anyway, the way the shader works, the gold sheen is strange in places, to say the least. Very strange. Shadows wouldn't work like that on this. This model doesn't look good because of the light. Otherwise, you know, it's the B-copter. It looks fine. It's a neat design. It's just got a texture problem or a shader lighting problem. This Meltdown guy. Oh, nice. It's like a skull with a chef hat on his weapon. I don't really care about his design too much. His body looks fine to me. This looks obnoxious. Maybe it's... because it's like a bomb that he throws, and it just looks strange, but... otherwise... I guess he lost his head too. Now that I'm looking at it, he might not even have a head. That might just be the insides of a robot. So he's some sort of zombie bot. Or functioning robot who's lost parts. He is an alright design in my opinion. I just don't really care about his grotesque arm. Anyway. On to mysterious forms. We get the gift box. It's a gift box. It's actually Cinedropper. What game is this guy from? I can't remember. Is he original to Command Mission? I don't remember. I feel like he's like a remixed version of the purple enemy in Mega Man X1 that appears on the first stage and in Chill Penguin's stage and some other stages. He looks like a remixed version of that. But anyway, it's a fine design. It's a neat looking robot. The present is filled with like hole texture or dimples or something. Seems unnecessary. You wouldn't even see that. Zweihammer / Einhammer. These things are neat in my book. I love the purple. Single mohawk, cyclopean, big guy. It's pretty symmetrical. It works though. I think it's a pretty fine design. It's a pretty good model. Bark, bark, bark. Furham. Unlike Botos, Furham is by far better looking. She's just... I was gonna use the word attractive, and I don't mean that, you know, she's a girl, she's attractive. I mean her design is attractive, it's appealing. She has a very Mega Man Zero-esque helmet and design, actually. She makes me think of the Zero franchise. She's got the bird legs going on. She's got like Zero franchise style wings. There's a very sharp design. Whip is a whip. I mean, it's a unique weapon as well. So it fits with the character. It's crazy lady. She's got teeny tiny little boosters on her heels. But neat design. Furham is cool in my book. Woofoid. This thing is in X6. I believe. Only it's... no, I think it's purple still. Woofoid is a wolf. It's a cool looking wolf. As far as dog designs go, I still think Valgarder is one of the coolest looking robot dogs. But this guy is definitely neat looking in my book. He's got like a weird thing going on with his head at this angle. Maybe it's just the way it looks in this model viewer. But overall, I think it's a really neat looking enemy. And it actually looks like, even in a pose like that, his animations would work out and his movement would make sense. Gunbit, the little rabbit things. These are neat in my opinion. This one actually looks better than the red colored rabbit. I like the color scheme for this one better. So another good design in my opinion. Simple and effective. And it looks semi-threatening. So I like it. Lady. Also a fine design in my opinion. Again, this guy is in X1. He looks like a slightly modified version of the spinning wheel enemy, and his blades are different than that enemy as well. Looks like they actually are inside of him a little ways. But, you know, another enemy who I look at and I'm like, what do you do when you're not a maverick? But that's a fine design. Okay. We went through those pretty quickly. Epsilon's ambition. The final glob is still a glob. Still has poorly textured feet. And it's a glob. Yeah, I like being able to see his insides, but other than that, I still think other devil enemies are better overall than these things. Maybe it's just because of how the visual effects are done as a texture instead of actual visual effects. This is just texture animation. I believe Einhammer, it's basically identical to Zweihammer. Same comments apply here. Color scheme is equally fine. I forget if this enemy is in Mega Man. I don't know if it's in a Mega Man X game. This is... I want to say it is, but I can't recall at the moment what game it's from. And we have Epsilon here. Again, he's... I mean, oh man, his shoulder pads are humongous. How did he ever fit into that little tube at the beginning of the game? But arms have a neat design. Shoulder pads are a neat design, and I'm fine with that, even though they're ridiculously huge. Overall, he's a neat design. I like it. Like the face is a pretty unique face. I like the helmet. And we got these like broken wings because he pulled out early. Again, I get it, but it's just it's a mess to look at. And he attacks with it in a very strange way during the fight. So I'm not a fan of the back, but I get it. I give him like a solid 6 or 7 for design. It's alright in my book. Scarface, the bad guy badass. With the electric dual weapon. This weapon's scale is pretty crazy. Must be an expert to not cut himself with that. Pretty cool design. Thinking about functionality, there's no reason for him to only have one eye. You know, being a robot. So whoever designed this guy just purely did that because he wanted a badass, and he made the badass. Got anime hair. Ridiculous anime hair, and it's cool. Overall, cool design. Definitely do like Scarface as well. And personality-wise, voice-wise, I think Scarface was well done overall. It's too bad he doesn't make much of an impact. Like he doesn't even speak until a later cutscene in the game, like one chapter before you face him. Then you face him, and he's dead. So you don't really get to know him, which is a shame because he's clearly better than Botos, and I feel like Botos you got to know more than this guy. Ah, the radar killer, the regular one. This is better looking than the... This color scheme is way better than the other one thing. This one looks more like the original X2. So, same comments apply there, but better color scheme, so I like it better. Or same comments apply here. Again, the like symbol for these guys is different on every single robot. I don't understand why they would do that. I mean, it's cool. They all have unique symbols. Maybe it represents different ranks, but it just seems weird they wouldn't make one symbol and then you reuse that across all their machines, because you would think they would press the symbol onto the metal, however you do that, the same way for every robot. Anyway, this is a Cinna Dropper with a Zenny bag. Zenny bag looks better than the present. Same comments apply. I think he's a neat enemy. We're not gonna look at him for too long. We already looked at him. Showdown with Redups. Red Stinger. I never noticed it in game. I thought he just had a bug face from like this angle, but apparently he has an actual face and like a crazy goatee. Never noticed that in game before. He has a face. This is a unique enemy. This guy isn't in any other game, I don't think. Maybe he's in X7? I forget. It's an alright design. I feel like the scale texture and then this elongated... The texture on the orange limbs, the arms and legs, doesn't really work for me. I don't know, I think it could have been something better. It looks fine on his body because it's more evenly spaced and it seems to make sense. It's just like too large on the arms. They probably should have had the pattern cut up in the middle there. Like the jagged edges on the left should be on the right here, so they should be quadded. Like 4 edges instead of 2, and it might have looked nicer. I don't know. So anyway, it's okay. Red hubcap is a shrimp, and it's kind of neat. You don't immediately recognize that it's a shrimp because it's facing this way, but it makes me think about the Mega Man 2 shrimp enemy. And it uses the design in a unique way, or like the design of a shrimp in a unique way, because the guns and face are this way. So I think it's neat. Then we have Great Redups. Why a Great Redups shows up before regular Redups? Anyway, for final boss, he's no Sigma. His face vaguely looks like Sigma. I wonder why. It's the red lines and whatnot. But overall, design-wise, we've got like an elongated dragon-esque head, neck, white and red. Red's a heavy color scheme in this game. Everything's got red in it. Actually, that might be true. Does every single model, almost every single model, have red? Now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, broken spine doesn't really look good. He's not attached to anything. If he was coming out of the vessel for some reason, that would make more sense. But this whole bottom portion looks like crap. I'm okay with this front section. It looks neat. Layered arms. I don't think it registers that well in the head. It's kind of going for that samurai theme again, with the increasing size of layers. But overall, I don't love it. It's got like a face on his back. Halo thing is he wants to be a god and all that symbolism. It's not a very good looking Halo, in my opinion. But yeah, it's kind of a miss. I prefer. Well, Sigma doesn't have fantastic final boss designs almost ever, honestly. But this guy is not really standing out to me. I think it could have been. I'm trying to imagine it without the halo and without this lower body, and it might have been something sharp. But they kind of like went, hey, we have an idea, it's kind of neat, and we're just gonna make it crappy because spacing or something. Also, he has no arms, so his top shoulder pad. Alright, he has arms, but he has nothing connecting his shoulder to his body. It's just empty space. Maybe he uses some sort of magnetism. Oh, there's Redips. After Great Redips? That's weird. Anyway, Redip's swords go through his jacket. Oh no, that's just the handle of the sword. Never mind. That's just the handle of his gun sword's barrel weapons. So Redips is kind of similar to Colonel, almost. Except he actually has a hat on instead of a robotic shaped head. Instead of a robotic head that's shaped like a hat, his hat looks like a hat. If that makes sense. It doesn't really look like it's built from his head or a helmet. But he's okay. I think he looks better than R as a military type character. He looks better than R. He's got pretty plain bottoms. Okay. An aircraft carrier. All these guns on the top that we don't even get to see. Kind of like a flying whale. Got holes in the tail. That doesn't seem aerodynamically safe, just saying. It almost looks like you could put airplanes on the top. It almost looks like an aircraft carrier boat, but they decided they wanted to fly it in the air. I'm not sure why it has a 1 on one side, and then it's a backwards 1, so that's kind of lazy mirror texturing. That does not make sense. They just mirrored that. This is okay, I guess. You probably don't see or notice that. Anyway. It is what it is. It's a giant ship. I don't love it. I think the dark blue color with the orangey yellow is neat. So the color scheme I like. I don't really care about the rest of the design though. It doesn't feel Mega Man to me. You got this tiny cockpit and all this empty space. It just doesn't look like it belongs in a Mega Man X game. Or any Mega Man game. Redip's guard looks like was gonna say, it looks like Sagat a little bit from Street Fighter decided to come help out Redops. It's got a crazy knife. Wonder how efficient that would be. It doesn't look like an energy-based knife, but anyway, overall, he's just a plain Reploid who's trained in military combat. I mean, his design is better than the Citizen Reploid, but it's okay. It's an alright design, in my opinion. His voice is weird, though. I mean, his voice makes no sense when you're hitting this thing. Oh, we heard this song earlier, actually. I'm gonna skip this one. I like it, but try and get different music. If you watched the previous video, that one played earlier today. Deluxe Giga City Islands. Got the Olfat Factory here. I guess I won't look at these too long. I don't think these are very good looking. I mean, they serve their purpose as the map screen choices, but they're overly simplified in a fashion that makes me wonder how these structures actually make sense, because they look like they don't. Legrano Ruins. It's neat they added these to the model viewer, though. I will say that. And there we go. Plain underside. Yeah, I don't really like the way these things look. They're just not very good looking buildings. Central Tower. Tiana Undersea Camp. It's like a damn prison. It's got the prison cells sticking on the outside, and then it goes underwater. That'd be crazy if we made an underwater prison. If you want prisoners to not escape, building a prison over the ocean, that's hypnotic to look at. Okay, that's enough of that. Finalia Desert. Doesn't even look like a desert, really. Kinda looks like a space station. Melda ore plant. Which it looks like it's on a mountain. It's supposed to be in like the Arctic ice sheets or something, I think. Okay, so that's the Giga City Island. Now we have Metars. Silver Metar. Is a Metar? I wish the textures were a little sharper on these things, but it's a Met. I always like the design of Met. Kinda looks more sophisticated with this, so it looks like an X4 Met almost, which is a neat design. Color scheme is, this one's kind of too muted. It's not really shiny enough, in my opinion. Like, I would think silver, they would have made it have a better shine. I do like the goggles, though. Regular Met is a Met. I don't have too much to say about him. He's Met. His mouth looks a little different than normal. Actually, his does too. So all the Met mouths in this game are probably a little different than they actually are portrayed normally. And I don't really care about his Mohawk helmet. I don't think that's standard. Metar Commander. It's a silver Met. It's just a silver Met. Different color scheme, silver Met. Better color scheme, silver Met, but it's a silver Met. Metsecure. He's got like a weird bowl helmet, but eh. I'm not really digging the Metar designs in this game. Metar counter. It's a silver Met with a red helmet. So we won't look at these for too long since they're mostly identical. Gold Met, it's a silver Met, but gold. Again, the gold texture in this game has weird shadow effects, in my opinion. His looks better than the Blader, but anyway. So that's the Mets. I prefer Mets from other Mega Man games. Prions! The original enemy that they tried to make a big deal of. The Resistance, or the Rebellion mainstay soldiers. Overall, I actually like their design. They're like crab looking body. Prion pods, okay. Crazy rocket packs. They seem like inefficient soldiers with the hopping and the cutscenes, though, I gotta say. They probably could have animated them walking just fine. Prion Chaser. He's the definition of a plain Prion. Still looks alright though. Like I don't hate this enemy design. It's a basic enemy. It's alright to me. Spark. It's got the big crabby claws. This one probably, to me, looks like the original Prion design. Makes sense, because he's got the crab claws with the crab-like aesthetic. Gunner. I mean, I guess the gun is so dangerous, or it has so much knockback, they needed their feet to stabilize it, because I think it's attached to their feet. No, it's actually not attached to their feet. The gun is just humongous. I always thought it was attached to their feet. I thought the bottom part of the gun was their feet, but it's not. So the gun's a little ridiculous on this guy. Prion Nurse. Nurse. I do rather like the color purple. And this is another good shade of purple. It's a simple design, but overall it looks like it makes sense to me from watching anime and, you know, fantasy stuff. I can imagine these balls doing some sort of energy healing type effect. Shielder. Oh, you never really get to see the inside of his hands. It's kind of neat looking. He's got this weird thing on his back for some reason, but it's pretty neat looking. Prion. Gonna kill you all. Alright, Prion Special 2. Gunner is the same as the other one, so I won't look at him too long. He's darker green and more powerful than the other one, I believe. Doc is the same as the other one. Darker green. Soldier. He's got the red sword, or the blue sword, but the red scheme. The shield. He's left-handed. I'm trying to be Link. Prion Tank. This guy is like the first. He's a recolor of the very first form. Yeah. So. And then Elite. Okay, he does have the same shield, just different color. I was wondering. So, again, overall, I'm fine with their designs. I think they're pretty neat. It's a shame they're super similar to each other. Like, they clearly have recolored tier 2 skins. Especially this guy. But, you know, I guess it added more unique enemies. The final Prions. We have a hybrid. Use counter on him. Oh, this is the guy who goes berserk. Because he's a monstrosity. He's malfunctioning. He also has a yellow eye. I didn't notice if any of the other ones have that. Anyway, Prion S. Botos. This one's based on Botos. Apparently. Doesn't really make me think of Botos. Even the color is a little different. That's a way darker green than Botos is. Still an okay design. It's got like a buckler. Prion S. Epsilon. Shield is the symbol of the rebellion, I believe. Doesn't really make me think of Epsilon at all, honestly. I don't see the resemblance. Prion S. Furham. See, this guy's shield looks like Furham's wings and whatnot. And her headpiece. So I can vaguely see it in his design. And his posture is clearly different. He almost has like a feminine, sort of like a sword fighter fencer posture. Prion S face. I don't know who Face is. Scarface. It's supposed to be Scarface. This doesn't really make me think of Scarface at all. He has a neat shield though. And I do like the purple and the yellow. That's probably one of the better looking Prions. Doesn't really make me think of Scarface. And then the Bitmaster. It's an alright looking dude. I don't really get the point of the radar dish or whatever. Main dish, but he also looks like he should fire rockets out of. He kind of has a Napalm Man arm going on. That does it for the Prions. Then we have another Cinder Dropper. We've already looked at this guy. This bomb is probably the best looking object out of the 3 different versions of this thing. Bat Fighter, we already saw Baton. For some reason, this thing is like looking... Like even when you're fighting it, he's kind of aimed upwards. I wonder if they accidentally made his Y-axis tilted on the base, so he just kind of looks upwards. Standard. Like that's a standard, and that's how it is in game too. It's like not level, right? Anyway, Rabid also has that kind of look, but he's standing, unlike the white one. So maybe that's just because he's standing, but he looks like he's looking upwards. That's a little deceptive. Maybe he's looking forward. Anyway, I like the blue one better than this one, but I still think it's a good design. Wild Rescue Dog. It's just a patrol dog with a different color scheme. I mean, I don't hate it. Still an alright bad guy in my book. Gulp Fast. I don't know why they changed his name so much. Since these things ate you in the original game, I feel like it would have made sense if it looked like it could expand. So like, I assume this cannon is the thing that sucks you in, or can suck in the water. It should probably be a lining all around the thing's mouth and like expand in that case. But maybe that would look super stupid. So, I don't know. But overall, like the exterior, the mouth, I would say is maybe questionable how that works. Exterior still looks good. Metoroid is the Godspeed Dragonfly. Still looks good in my opinion. I like it. Alright. That's the mini Mechanoids. Retro mechs, apparently. The original Blader. It's got the same... He's completely the same as Gold Blader. Way better color scheme and textures. So superior. Looks good. I like the Blader. I think he's a good enemy. Big Monkey. They say this is retro, but I don't know what game he's from. I want to say X7 maybe, but I don't know. I have no idea where this thing appeared. As for design, is the okay. I think it's okay design. He doesn't have any boosters on his feet either. He also has weird clipping going on. They probably could have lowered his legs or lowered his feet a tad. But we don't see that as the player, so it doesn't matter. Deer Ball. The thing from X1. I like this thing's design in X1, but I don't really like the way it appears here. It's mostly the way it moves when it's animated. I like the lanky walk the original one has. Does it make sense? And it looked neat. And then these ones, they just like swing their legs and kick at you. And I don't know. I guess they had to do something. They couldn't just make it walk into you. It's neat to see that they brought this enemy into the game, but design-wise, it's, I think the deer balls are neat looking. Blowfish. We've looked at this thing like 4 times now because of the mini versions. Looks cool. It looks good with its mouth closed. I'll just leave it at that. It looks good. Looks authentic. The cannon driver, this son of a bitch from X2, I believe. This is a neat looking enemy. In fact, he's one of the more overall uniquely shaped enemies, and I'm surprised they didn't add more. Maybe because he's not an animal. I feel that way. This game has prions, metars, and animals. Animals and bugs. And then, you know, humanoid reploids. And then it doesn't have very many mech looking things. And this guy is one. He looks top heavy. I'm not sure how this mech would balance well. Based on his design, it looks like he needs something more in his back. Keep him weighted properly. Wild Dog is a wolfoid. Still looks cool. Still looks like it makes sense. Like when they made this thing, and positioned it. Probably just works. Looks like it's built well. Oh. Kind of looks bored there. Where he looks like a robotic Star Fox character almost. Chin up. Okay. That's enough messing around. The Password series. X-Fire. I don't really care about X-Fire's armor. He's got the same gold problem that this game has. The shadows don't make sense to me. Maybe it's just me. I think the shadows on the gold stuff, like look at his leg and back right here. It's horrible looking. The way that looks. Anyway. That looks bad because of the shadow. He lost his bottom foot thing. He lost his ability to speed boost in the X-Fire armor. He can't dash anymore. The claw is neat. I like the claw. But I don't really love the design overall. I think he has better armors. Marino! I feel like we saw this exact one. Oh, it was a different pose we saw. Slightly different pose. But overall, you know, same thing applies here. It's just Marino in a different pose. I think she's neat overall. X. I'll never understand how his cape effect works. But Command Mission X is alright in my book. That is quite the posture. His body is damn near turned. Can you human do that? This is some of the questions I ask myself as an animator. So this is his right leg right here. His torso. Alright, he's a robot. I understand he's a robot. But he is turned way too far to the left. You try doing that. Your torso does. You cannot turn your body even halfway. This guy is a little more than halfway facing the left. So X is effectively destroying his spine. But it's cool because he's a robot. It makes the pose more dramatic when you break the model. The model doesn't look broken. I know it's a technique to break your model. The pose does look dramatic like that, but physically that's too far. He should be facing a little more to the right. And looking at this angle, it's very strange. Like, his legs are fine. Lower half of his body is fine. That looks fine to me. Upper body? Look at that. Doesn't make any sense. His head, his arm is so far over, it's crossing his shoulder. Try to do that. Your shoulder is not going to go past your chin. It's not even going to move, because your shoulder doesn't move. Like that. Even if your body twisted, you are not going to get your chin on the top center of your shoulder, let alone past. So, yeah, this is a little weird. This is very weird posture. We got Zero here. Again, he's a robot, but his neck is broken. Just gonna say that. Hold on, wait. Skip. Let's zoom in. Legs actually look good for. Yeah, the lower halves look good. So if you look at the yellow part of his waist, his underwear, I guess, because it looks like underwear. If you followed that up and then curved it a bit, that would be his spine. His upper body is breaking his spine a bit. And then his... He's like straight up. I don't know, maybe that's slightly better than X. But it looks like he's looking a little too far. Because again, I'm trying to do this and I guess it's just overall the design of the characters. But when it comes to turning your head should not be your chin. I mean, maybe I'm not flexible, so maybe I just can't do it. But your chin cannot go past the middle of your damn shoulder. You're gonna die. So it looks a little weird to me. The arms and the flow with the arms looks good. His head should be turned a little more to the right, and then his eyes should be leaning, like he should be glaring backwards as opposed to having his head turned all the way, and then it would probably look better. Weird pose. I mean, it's a cool pose. It's pushed, so it looks a little weird. Sorry for nitpicking. I like to do this though. This is how I learn. Look at other people's work. So Axel, not as exciting of a pose, but it makes so much more sense. Not too much to add here. He's just got his guns drawn. You can take a look at his guns. He's got neat looking weapons. I do like the design of his pistols. Or whatever they would be called. Cinnamon! Hello, Cinnamon. Alright, pretty simple pose. Got the wrist on the hip. Given it's kind of like a wave or a salute, sort of. Same comments from Cinnamon earlier apply here. I mean, pose looks fine. And we're back at X. Alright. this looks so strange to me. Look at that, it's like completely... Anyway. Passwords number 2. Massimo and glint armor. Again, you can see on the axe blade there, the shadow effect just looks so far and on the shiny parts, and it looks weird on the glint armor as well. Maybe it's just the camera lighting, but it's not how that works. I don't really care about his glint armor. Based on Massimo's personality, it doesn't really seem like he would have all golden armor. I don't know how the original Massimo was, but he can... I don't know. It's a little weird. His axe looks like an axe. I'm mostly fine with the design of it. I think the color scheme kind of sucks though. Not a fan of that bright green. Anyway, another Axel doing his action trigger pose. So see, this makes more sense. If you see where his chin is, that's about what a human can do. It's not quite on the middle of his shoulder. It's right before the middle of your shoulder, which is about where your chin can get to. So this works, I think. This is a good pose. So far Axel is doing way better than Zero and X. But again, it's a robot, so I mean, he's a robot. They can get away with it. X's victory pose. Actually, don't love it. He's leaning too far back. I don't know if X has a broken spine after all these years, or what the deal is with that, but he's just... I don't know. It doesn't look comfortable to do that to yourself. again, he's a robot. He probably doesn't even feel that sensation. Maybe it's just the way his back is designed. But it looks uncomfortable. He's just leaning way too far back with the upper body. Not even the waist is leaning back. It's just his upper body. Otherwise, I mean, overall... No, I'm not a fan of this. He needs to... His face doesn't look thrilled, and then he's leaning way too far back. Not a fan of the pose. Just my opinion. These are all just my opinions. Feel free to debate in the comments and share your own thoughts on these models. I'd love to hear other people's thoughts. Let's see, Cinnamon still looks lifeless. She really does. She's just like, I'm going to die. Everyone's going to die. Anyway, Iron Maiden Cinnamon, she's got her thing open. So it opens forward. Okay. I mean, overall it looks fine to me. XXX. Oh, I guess those are just... she's got like a bow tie. And not laces. Are those laces? Is that what you call them? On her boots? She's got laces on her boots. She has a very holy look to her, and the pose is like makes me think of angelic type things. Of course, you'd want to adjust her leg so it's not really clipping, but otherwise it's fine. I guess it makes sense with her. It works. Zero. Black Zero. See, this looks good. This is much better. Swinging his sword, he's leaning forward. Makes sense. Nothing too crazy going on. And then we have Quicksilver Marino. She's got like a weird circular tattoo on her leg. Although I guess that's supposed to be a bolt or something. Anyway. Marino is Marino. She's actually wearing a thong on this thing. That was very lewd over there, lady. But I do like the really dark green. Like, that is a dark green. I don't mean to just be looking in that view, but I love the green, love the blue and the yellow and green. It's a good color scheme. I do like the Quicksilver. The color scheme of it, at least. So Marino looks fine. Pose looks pretty. Like, people don't normally do that flying kick type of deal. The foot should be this foot, the forward kicking foot, her left, should probably be up, because you kick people more with the heel than you do with your toes. But other than that, I mean, it's kind of doing that cartoon comic pose type deal, but the foot should be up. Other than that, it looks fine, I guess. It looks like other media I've seen before, so it feels accurate. Central Tower, the weapons store clerk. Serious guy. He ain't taking none of your shit. You gonna buy some of my weapons or get the fuck out of my store? I like his face. Overall, he's probably one of the better looking Reploids in the game. This dude, I just love that crazy smile. Like, you would not buy from this guy. You would not trust him. He does not look like a trustworthy dealer. But anyway, besides his face, he's pretty plain, which is alright. He looks alright. His head's kinda, I don't really care about his hat. What's going on here? Could have had a neater hat. Love the face though. Force metal clerk. She's a real plain Jane. Everyone can dash, I see. Some of these textures are way worse. This looks like someone took the pencil brush and just black, black, brown, brown, white, white. Just slightly shrinking it. Done. Anyway. She looks okay to me. The hair's kinda neat. I wonder if there's more hair under the helmet. If they could remove their helmet, which I believe they should be able to. Somehow. That's one thing to consider when you're doing Mega Man designs, right? I believe the helmets are supposed to come off. So this one looks like she's wearing some sort of under mask as well. Teleport center staff. This isn't the teleport. Oh yeah, this is the teleport girl. Okay. She kind of looks like Nana, except all white hair. I need to see Nana again. Kind of looks like Nana to me though. Pretty sharp color scheme. I like the headpiece thing. That's backwards, like spikes. I don't know what the point of it is, but it's pretty neat looking. Anyway. Juvenile Reploid! This guy looks like Mega Man X. Like baby Mega Man X. I want to be Mega Man X and I have your armor from like X1 or something. That's what it looks like to me. I'm baby Mega Man X. Dr. Light made me. I'm gonna change the world. Intelligence Reploid. Old man looking guy. Unless that's some sort of real cloth, it looks extraordinarily difficult to walk for you. It looks nigh impossible to walk out, actually. Probably just waddles. So, I mean, overall I'm fine with the design, but you would assume when building robots, there's probably not much of a reason to build an elderly gentleman looking guy to show age. You think about whenever this guy was built, unless Reploids age in that fashion, which they don't. There's like no reason for an elderly robot. So a little foreign, but it works, I suppose. Resistance female. It is basically the same body as all the other females. They all have the same body, I think. Reused assets. That's fine. Looks okay in my book. Resistance male. So actually, oh, I didn't mean to hit R there. He's got a neat pose. He looks like a more important character than he is. He's got like a crest. I don't know if that's the resistance symbol. We just had this song. And I got a different version of it playing. Oh wow, I'll let it run. But he's a pretty neat looking robot. I actually like his design a lot. Best looking Reploid. Like, plain Reploid, by far. Nana, operator mode. Okay, her hair is different. She is length on the sides and whatnot to that other robot. I was looking at this earlier today while waiting for the deployment thing. She operates with 4 buttons, 4 or 3 switches. 4. It's like a DJ table. And then she has a notepad and 2 more buttons. So I don't know how she gets anything done with that. Unless it's a digital touchscreen of some sort. Also, you know, feel like the chair back should be touching her back more, but whatever. It's not a big deal. Talkative Gaudiel. We can get a better look at his backpack on this one. You know, it's Gaudiel. His range of motion is probably more limited due to how he's designed. But same thoughts from earlier apply here, I would think. Man, I've been going for almost 2 hours looking at these and it's wonderful. Guard Reploid guy. This is also a pretty neat design. I like the helmet piece. Pose is not nearly as strong as this dude. This dude's way better looking than this guy. He's okay. I don't like the green as much on him. It's a little bright. Anyway, Mission Reploid. They all have, all these plain Reploids have like the same feet. With slightly different designs on the bottom, sometimes. So, she looks pretty stern and serious. Isn't... Yeah, I guess it's just plain. The same thoughts on most of the Reploids. It's okay design. Alright, so we're back to these guys. Meet the girls. Engineer Reploid. Overall looks kind of like Alia. With darker orange hair. But looks kind of like an Alia reference to me. She actually has a slightly... There's another question. You never see the bottom of any of these characters' feet, I believe, in game. How come they didn't use the same design for all of them, just to save time? They have literally different designs. Most of these things. Most of the Reploids have different designed bottoms. Saffron! Look at that Zenny hat. You know she wants your money. Saffron's got a neat color scheme. The blue and the purple. I just like, it's not my favorite color, but I'm a sucker for a good deep purple scheme that's not like overbearingly purple. Got the boots. See, unique boot design. Again, you never see the bottom. Hers? Okay, her legs are like pants and they're flat on the bottom. That's why that looks so weird. That's why. Again, legs end at the waist, as they should probably. Overall, pretty neat. I don't know how her hair is coming out the back there, but it's fine. Cumin. Oh wait. Okay. Looks like they're head bobbing. Okay, anyway. Cumin's a pretty cool color scheme as well. Not sure why she's leaning so far back. I mean, she looks like she ought to just be doing the polite hands in front of your waist type pose. Looks just as fine as Saffron to me. Jasmine, third item robot. Don't love the pink color with this green and gray, but you know, again, still fine to me. These 3 item shop girls. Oh, they all. Oh shit! Look at the way their heads bob. Okay, and that's enough playing around. I'm glad I can have so much fun with something like this. They all look fine to me. I guess color scheme wise, I think Saffron is the best looking one. And then Cumin and then Jasmine is the worst looking one. Nurse Reploid. In my opinion, for the previous statement, of course. Nurse Reploid looks alright to me. I actually like the helmet. The cool earpieces or whatever. No, otherwise fairly plain. I think you only see her at the end of the game, right? She's the one that heals you. Mechanic Reploid. She's in Central Tower somewhere, but I don't remember if we ever saw her. Wow, they did not give a fuck about the bottom of her feet. They're just like, fuck it. Smear paint in Photoshop. Good. Good job. I don't know what she's fixing with pentagonal wrench thing, but oh well. Also, those are the design. Is she supposed to be like a sexy robot? She's got an open bust. Why? What's the point? Who built you? They're a pervert. Anyway, got the cool smelters or welder's mask. Do like the mask. Kind of makes me think of Mario. Looks like she's got a blue jumpsuit with like the red exteriors. I don't know why I think Mario, but it's the thought in my head. Anyway. Okay, we're back to Engineer Reploid. So we met the girls, now it's a guy thing. Let's meet the guys. One of the more unique looking guys. Just in build. I think he's a cool looking dude. He's not your average pickle man, and he'll get the job done. I like the bluish gray. And then the yellow works for a construction robot. Makes sense. Looks good. And he's got a good... It's probably one of the few... It's not really smiling. It's hard to tell because of the shadows and I can't zoom in more. But I think he's one of the happier looking robots. Public Reploid. I don't even know where the hell this guy appears. Probably in the center tower somewhere. Again, he's kind of plain. I prefer the Resistance dude more. He looks like the exact same model as one of the other ones, just a different color scheme. I don't know what he's looking at. This position? Wait, can I get it good? Like that. See his eyes on the tip of his helmet. He's like, man, I am really pissed at that. Whatever I'm looking at. Son of a bitch over there thinks he knows what's what. He's got it off way better than me. I'm working a shitty job. He's up there all high and mighty. Anyway. Rider Reploid. Why are you a Rider Reploid? Are you like Green Biker guy? Got your own hover bike or ride chaser? This guy doesn't even look like he's focused looking at anything. Kinda looks like a bellhopper to me. But it's okay. It's okay looking. Staff Reploid again. That son of a bitch up there. Yeah, you viewer watching me, rotating me around. I hope you cut yourself. He just looks so unhappy. I'm only kidding. I don't hope anyone cuts themselves. I mean, he said it, not me. Staff Reploid's thoughts. Clearly. Just looks so unhappy. Anyway, it's a pretty plain design. It's okay looking Reploid. Better color scheme than some of the others. It just works better, I think. Some of the other ones. Maintenance Reploid. I've got a Goddo look. I'm gonna take a court case and yell at Phoenix Wright about things he's not really responsible for, but I'm just upset and I need to let feelings known somehow. And I make coffee references all the time. It's got cool khaki, or cool, not khaki, cool camouflage pants. That's, no one else has a neat little texture like that. I'm checking your butt out, boy. This is, overall, with the ponytail too, neat looking helmet. He's got like the Mega Man gem crest. He's a pretty cool, he's higher up there, like with the Resistance guy. He's a way better looking design than most of the other average Joes. And this guy is the same as the other ones. He's just red. He's just as unhappy. He's not looking up though, so... Oh, he looks evil like this. He almost looks like he's smiling. Oh man, this guy has a sinister motive about him. Don't you pay attention to me. Up to nothing. You don't know nothing. Alright. Boss series. Depth Dragoon. Again, weird design. Like, this Leviathan part is neat looking Leviathan. It's kinda neat. And then Death Dragoon is a seahorse man on a Leviathan. With the shield and like a squid looking spear. Kinda looks like a squid head to me. Overall, don't really care about it. I feel like you could take the Seahorse Man out of there. Have this as just a neat enemy or mid-boss. I don't really care about Death Dragoon as a whole though. His voice cracks me up. Death Dragoon has a funny voice in the English. Duckbill Mole. It's actually a neat design. I like Duckbill's design. He has Godil's or Godil's tail. In fact, he's kind of like an alternate version of Godil. If Godil was to be functional, I would think he should look a little more like this as opposed to what he does look like. This looks good. Duck mole hybrid, whatever he's supposed to be. I think it's pretty neat, and I like his drill. His drill's got like a face, and it's gonna drill you and let you know about the power of friendship and all that good stuff. And I don't even mind his hammer. His hammer or mallet, it's neat. It's got a neat face. Can't really get a good view of it, but he's pretty cool. I like him. I like his design. Eject Epsilon. We're like reject Epsilon. It's Epsilon. You've already heard me talk about Epsilon. I went to hold. He looks like he's got a baby in his hands and he doesn't want it. Like he's trying to hold it in front of him because he's not comfortable holding it. I don't want to carry this child. Please take this kid off of my hands. Very serious face. Rafflesean. I don't like her design as much at all. Got obnoxious dress color with the polka dots. The blue hair really clashes with that orange. The green doesn't really flow well with the orange. And all we have is spiky boots. I'm not a fan of her design at all. And then she doesn't follow the animal theme. She's like a regular Reploid who made it to boss status. She doesn't really fit with Duckbill Mole, and then the rest of the Mavericks from this game, she's very foreign. And I don't really care about her visor being so damn pink. And I don't really like her weapon. Like this weapon looks neat, and it's got a cool face. Oh, there we go. We can see the face better. This is just like, even this weapon doesn't know what it's doing. It's like, what is my existence? Am I a Morningstar? I'm a flat mallet Morningstar hybrid. And one thing that's neat about her is when she does her attack, the hatch opens on her dress and then she fires rockets out of all of it. Now, that's neat, but otherwise I don't really like her design. And we have Ninetales here. The, like, monk warrior. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm just gonna say I'm indifferent to Ninetales. I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's better than Rafflesean, but I mean anything's better than her. He's okay. It looks like when his legs move at all, the texture heavily stretches because it looks normal on this leg and then way larger on this leg. But anyway, that detail aside, he's a fox with a ponytail. Another ponytail user or wearer. He's... I don't really love the tails either. No, I just don't love it, but I don't hate it. And Centos Thunder! I already talked about Centos. Pretty nice hand poses, but yeah, same thoughts from before apply to Centos Thunder. He kind of seems like he doesn't really belong in the Mega Man game either. He's just lacking something, and it's mostly with the center of his body, I think. Ultra rare set. We're almost done looking at these, but then there's more to read. Taking a drink real quick. Prisoner Nana. We got nothing going on the bottom here. Man, this thing is hooked up to her crotch in a very strange way. This is almost lewd. Like, she is a prisoner, but the way that's designed, the way it makes her sit, that's pretty adult. Now that I'm looking at it. Anyway. I don't have too much to say. The machine is... well... it looks mature. And it's got this green liquid tube. Is it... what is that? Is that an energy source? Or is it pumping in something into her brain or helmet or what? I don't know. Helmet looks kind of neat, the blue part. Anyway, I get Cerebro vibes from this. And the back of the chair kind of looks like a face. Kind of looks like a face to me, but alright. Sentasawada, same thing. He was a fairly animated character, but they could get away with that because all his stuff floats off his body. And then yeah, same thoughts on Sentas. It was a very blue character, which is okay. I like the color blue. Well, this was a little too blue, maybe. Ultimate Armor X. So I'm gonna say it. This flying saucer engine that powers his suit is stupid looking. Alright. And then all of a sudden you can see his internal leg structure. Like, what are you wearing? I don't know. I was never a fan of this design. First time I saw this, I cracked up laughing as a kid. It's like, this is ridiculous. And I still think it's freaking ridiculous. Look at these guns. Who uses that? And again, it's attached. It looks attached to the back. Maybe it's just clipping. But it seems very inefficient. Shoulder pads shoot rockets out of them, I believe. And then they're that flimsy. Look how thin those things are. I don't know. Out of all the armor X has ever worn, this is probably my least favorite. X-Fire is better looking than this. I don't know. it's crazy. It gives you a moment of hype. Boots are kinda neat. I don't know. I don't really like this at all, and I have no idea what's going on in the back here. It's not for me. It's not my taste. What do you guys think? I am curious. You guys like Ultimate Armor X? I think the colors are neat. I like the ice blue with the gold, and then it's got it's a little darker. I think if they used Mega Man X's blue instead of that darker blue, it would have looked really great. Red trim. But, so color scheme I like. I don't really like the design though. And then we have Absolute Zero. The best pun for Ice Type Zero. Neat boots. I actually don't care too much for his design. I can see the base influence, which is neat. They're like, hey, Wily made base, Wily made Zero, and here's some of the relation. It's kind of out of the blue though. Like, why is Zero a bat? Wily isn't really bat themed. Is base kind of bat themed? I'm not sure. The headpiece is neat. It's the base headpiece, and it kind of fits with Zero's helmet. And I mean, I don't hate the wings. I think the wings, you know, it's a neat design on them. Color scheme is okay. I think it's the shininess that I don't love it. I'm not a super huge fan of it, but I don't hate it. It's way better than Ultimate Armor X, that's for sure. So, pretty neat. It's pretty neat. I just don't really. It's a little weird. Good Shadow. You can tell Good Shadow is not so good when he doesn't wear the symbol of the resistance on his armor. Dead giveaway. Shoulder cannon is mounted on his back. Same comments as before. I kind of like Shadow's design. I think he's a neat looking robot guy. And without the craziness, Good Shadow, he's got like a beard too. Good Shadow is pretty neat looking indeed. Belladonnas are literally just Rafflesian without the skirt. So same comments apply. Not a fan of this clashing colored lady here. What do you guys think of Belladonna and Rafflesian? I'm not a fan. Okay, that's the ultra rare set. Hey, we've looked at all of the models, figures. Holy shit. And then we can, I guess, see them from this view. So I'm not going to look at them again. And I'm not going to get rid of new and all of them. Let's just finish that row. So we looked at all the figures. Now we can take a look at the sketches. Let's see. There's 100 of these? Alright, I'll move through these a little quicker. But we'll take a minute to look. And if you guys want to see it more, you can pause. This is the teleport pad in the intro cutscene. This thing is actually really cool looking. This is a cool looking robot. Man. 2D Command Mission X? Now that looks sharp. I like the design of that. I wish I could read Japanese. Dude! He was going to be a fucking ninja? He's gonna have a ninja armor? And instead we got X-Fire? See, this game has like an underlying samurai ninja theme, which is cool. I like it. I don't know why they didn't stick with that. Look at that armor! It's awesome! And an X in the ride chaser thing? Kinda looks like a cool guy on a gangster, like, yo babe, look at this ride. Holy crap! Yo, check out this armor. Look at the galaxy in the background. The right picture doesn't look like X's face. Looks like some random dude's wearing the armor. Alright, taking... Because I've never seen these before, so these are actually my first impressions on these images. I never bothered to check out this gallery as a kid. This is, I don't love the colors for it. It's okay. Better than Ultimate Armor X. Let's see here. I can't tell if that's supposed to be X or the AL guy. Like an alternate version of the AL guy. Maybe it's just tank armor for X. This is pretty crazy looking. Those legs are humongous. Overall, I don't know how I feel about this design. This looks too bulky. Neat action shot though. Guess this is another armor concept. I don't know what the theme of this is. It looks like a lot of the ports open to fire stuff. Kinda sharp. Kinda like the design. Some buster weapons. Alright. Don't really like the top left. The middle left, the blue thing is neat. Bottom left is eh. Gatling gun is eh. I don't know, I'm not loving it. On the top. Below that, the blue wire cage. That was the buster we stole from the bug guy, I believe. Which is eh. Sniper gun. I don't actually really enjoy most of these buster designs. Ah, that fire sword. The fire sword from the front looks like Zero, if that's what that's supposed to be. Then his other weapons. We didn't really look at the other ones because I don't like the single hit weapons. The gray glaive in the center is cool. The rapier is stuck with. I mostly like the rapier blade. I don't really care about the hilt. So some okay swords. The two on the right aren't really speaking to me personally. Not feeling them. Cinnamon hammers and gloves and the cat kitty claw. So just the basic concepts for him. I'm indifferent to these types of weapons. Like, I guess they work pretty simple. Massimo's weapons. That scythe on the top right is awesome looking. And the beast weapon, I guess, is a dragon. Looks like a dragon lion head or something. Most of those are crazy looking. The energy scythe is like a Sigma scythe. It looks really neat. Yo, is that Shadow? That's a cool looking picture. I like that. Silverhorn. He was actually going to be silver. How about that? I don't hate the red though. I think the red works on him. Huh, that's what Dr. Psyche was going to look like? Yeah, I don't really like that at all. The center portion looks okay, but it's all on top of his head, so he just is hanging under it like it's a walker. Not a huge fan of that design. Glad they didn't use that. Prion, dog, Reploid. You guys are looking pretty good. Oh, who's this character? Was this going to be Rafflesia? This looks way better than what they ended up with. How do you deny this? How do you deny this and then use the other design? I don't know if this is Rafflesia. I'm just assuming it's Rafflesia. It's so much better. Oh, dude, that guy looks neat. I like him. I like him better than Mach Gentra. I wonder why they didn't stick with this crow-looking fella. This thing is sick. I've never seen these concept arts before, man. I'm surprised no one's like posted them online. They're probably online somewhere. There's Nana. Again, I'm okay with her design. I think the white hair thing is a little weird. But it's supposed to be real hair, so when I think about that, it can be dyed. I don't know if it works as well when just the one tip is white. It doesn't look as neat to me. But overall, she's a neat design. I guess these are alternate Nanas. The one in the center looks like Chun-Li a little bit. The one on the left, I could imagine as like a Roll-esque robot. Looks I'm getting Roll vibes from that. One in the top box looks like some sort of just anime girl yelling at the protagonist. And then the one on the right, maybe this isn't Nana pictures, maybe these are Cinnamon pictures, because the one on the right has Cinnamon's hair. No, they have to be Nana pictures, they're still here, so maybe they just sent that idea over to Cinnamon later. Yeah, looking at this chair is lewd as fuck. Lewd AF. I didn't mean to skip it that fast, but you guys can pause the video if you want to look at these. This is gonna be our... Got the peg leg. The peg leg design doesn't make sense for a robot because you can fix the leg. But he looks better than R overall. He looks better than R ends up looking. I have no idea what we're looking at here. I guess these are just concepts for robot enemies? One on the bottom left looks like an early Dr. Psyche design. Maybe they're all Dr. Psyche designs. The bottom right looks like an Octorok tank or some sort. I have no idea what's in the middle. This is the weirdest looking walrus on flipper fins. That's crazy. And he's got like giant needle syringes as his tusks. That's a really silly looking robot. This is a rabbit thing or a mouse thing of some sort. Alright. What is going on the top left of this picture? Looks like a little dude who's happy to be getting taken away or scooped up by the other robot. Huh, I wonder what this was supposed to be. Some sort of helper robot or an enemy? Got some crabs. I guess he was the earliest rendition of a Prion. They do have a very crab appearance, in my opinion. Gaudiel. This design looked like it was nailed right from the get-go. He seems slimmer in that picture than he is in the game. Maybe it's just the way they modeled him. He looks good in the art here. There's Cinnamon. Hey, the bottom left concept art is used for one of the posters. So the hair is supposed to tell her emotions. Alright. Hey, he can get out of his robot thing. I'm surprised they didn't just make him a regular Reploid. The whole, like, chair, so foreign of an idea. I don't know how I feel about it overall. It's just tearing his heart out, or whatever that is. I have to say, if you took Marino and put her in some other game, she almost looks human. In a weird costume. Like, she doesn't really look like a Reploid. D-Rex. Wow. Yeah, the UX is pretty neat looking. This U is getting shot up. Pufferfish thing. I kind of like the bottom left spikes. Pufferfishes do have spiky bodies, don't they? Like some sort of poisonous quill stinger. Doberman dog. I wonder what the Prion reference is for there. It's the rabbit thing, or mouse. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be now. Bottom right picture, what is that posture? He's just like, I'm just gonna shoot you with my tail now. It's the mantis. It's too bad they they don't shoot their gun like that in the concept. They don't do that at all. I guess it kind of jumps up and fires its gun in that fashion sometimes. It's the hippo press or designed AA. Look at, oh yeah, on the rocket. At least they like to have fun, these artists. Oh yeah. Yeah, I still don't love the hippopressor design. This thing, Paravoid, is just fine. Looks like originally it was going to completely change the shape of an enemy by powering them up. I guess that was too much work to implement into the game. Little dog. I wonder what the Prion is saying to the dog down there. Degraver. That guy's quite the character. Looks like he's a little smaller than a regular Reploid. Einhammer. Do 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 do. More Prion designs. It's too bad that the extra details can't be added into 3D. So all of these look better than the in-game models. But 2D art oftentimes looks really nicer compared to 3D stuff. Not that the 3D stuff is bad. I think the 3D models in this game are nice overall. There's the Nautilus. Still think the head just being there is weird. Otherwise, it's pretty neat. Then Dr. Psyche himself is a cool design. Overall, I do like his design. Looks like they really wanted his fingers to be really bendy. There was Axel. Got some angsty Axel action. Wonder what the deal with his scar on his face is, because I never bothered to look up the reason for that. Red Up Soldier. And it looks better than the in-game model. Still kind of looks like a Saget to me a little bit. It's the one-eyed thing. Botos. Just that one picture of the Botos. I still don't like Botos' design. It's Ferrum. I wonder if we'll see more Botos down the line, because if this is all they did for him, that's a shame. Based on how she acted at the end of the game, she seems like she would have been a much nicer personality overall instead of a crazy bitch. Which she ended up seeming like throughout the middle of the game. Scarface. I would have liked to see more concepts of this guy. Taller than X by a bit. There's not Spider. Red Ups. He looks kind of chunky here. He's got like the coat and the baggy pants. Shadow. Looks like his symbol was a big deal. And the airship and the shrimper guy. It's like the shrimper was supposed to extend a blade out of its head or something. Ah, Massimo. Massimo is like a legit dinosaur of some sort, or some sort of lizard. It's a really cool design. Alternate Mariner sketches. And the one on the top right looks super friendly. For a thief. And the one on the left looks a lot more robotic. Got some more Mariner sketches. One in the middle is really close to the final look. There's Epsilon. Yeah, still not a fan of this Redups thing. Oh my god, Cutman was gonna be in this game? In Classic Mega Man? What? Say what? Nuh-uh, no way. Dude, that Cutman is sick looking. I like it. The one in the middle? They were gonna bring Cutman in this game? It's crazy. And then, you know, the other designs, I didn't comment on them. Mega Man has some really square looking feet there. The Metar has some really big looking feet there. Duckbill Mole. Still neat design in my opinion. This guy, Death Dragoon. Toxic Seahorse did the Seahorse design far better. I'll just say that. Still not loving his design overall. And Ninetales. Now he looks damn near authentic. Like the 3D really captured that pretty closely. That's what I mean by authentic. He looks exactly like he does in the game. From the concept art. Overall though, I still don't love the design. I don't know what it is about it. SO219. This is the base room. Yeah, I can see it. It's too bad they didn't do more with the front area and it's so empty. They probably could have added a few more NPCs in there. At least 2. This. I don't remember this place. I have no idea where that is. It's not ringing the bell. This is also not ringing the bell. I don't know if that's in the game. This is the Water Coliseum where you fight Silverhorn. You know, come to think of it, that whole prison is under the ocean, so the fact that there are like waterfalls in this room means there's pressure. Pressure is inside that building, and this is probably a very dangerous place to be. If there's water in there. Unless it's coming in through some sort of system, like they're sucking in the ocean water to make a waterfall for whatever reason. Don't ask me why I think about these things, I just think about things. I don't recognize this place either. This looks like it. This is Tiana Camp. This is one of the rooms in the prison. I recognize the chair set up. Same place. Some neat environment art. Guess that's a prison cell. There's the Nautilus boss area in the forest. Yeah, those trees are straight up sideways. Look at them motherfuckers over there on the left hand side especially. They are sideways. We got an elevated door or something. Some sort of door. Treetops. Internal structure of the tree area. More internal structure of the tree area. Wonder what that stuff is supposed to be in the tube. I'm assuming this is still the tree area, but I'm not sure. This looks like the exterior thing wrapped around the tree. I don't know what this is. It's too vague for me. Not sure where this is either. Gimiala mine? This is Old Fat Factory. I guess that's still the factory. The dome of the desert. 2 meters by 3 meters. I don't know my meters. Is that accurate for a human to fit through? It seems small. I'm not sure though, I can't really comment. I don't know the metric system. I do feet and inches. Silly American. Melda Ore Factory. It's the rocket! I think that's like the top of the rocket where the super force metal was gonna go. Or something. I don't know what this is. Not sure what this is either. Some sort of thing. Guess this is the launch bay. Launch bay. maybe. They included quite a bit of environment art. It's really neat. How come more games don't do this? There's so much, and it was all unlockables too. It gave you a reason to do extra stuff. This is the thing that's spinning around in the ocean in the Tiana camp. Save point. Force medal. You don't really get to see the shape of force medal. I guess they wanted to initially make that a bigger part of the game. I'm not sure what I was looking at before, and I'm not sure what I'm looking at now. I'm also not sure what that is. It's not super force metal, is it? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Alright, well, looking at this scale, 2 meters by 2.5 meters, I'm gonna have to assume meters are definitely covering the human scale. I will take it that the average person is not 2 meters tall. Alright, that's 100 pictures. Back to the front. So that was the sketches. Now for the files. Here, let me do something. I'm going to turn on the light in my room. It's getting dark. And I'm going to turn the music down. We're going to leave it on though. There's going to be a lot of reading. So if you want to get involved in the story of Command Mission, this is the place to be. Just give me like 20 seconds or so. Alright, we're gonna read the info files first, and then we'll go over the story files. The story files I'll probably be quick with, because it's just a recap of the chapters. And sorry if the microphone popped there, I was adjusting it. So, origin of force metal. Year 22XX, meteor landed in the Pacific Ocean. Its fragments yielded force metal, mysterious mineral does not exist on Earth, and which has the power to strengthen Reploids and amplify their intellect pulses. Building Giga City, the government was intrigued by force metal potential. Built Giga City on the ocean near the meteor site for the explicit purpose of mining force metal. Soon R&D efforts were devoted toward creation of advanced Reploids that used force metal. Before I go on, I wanted to turn the music down just a bit. Turning Maverick. Force metal infusions amplified the intellect pulses of Reploids and heightened their physical prowess. However, it was soon pointed out that over-amplification could become a burden and even lead to Maverick symptoms. So they don't actually become Maverick like the Sigma virus, they just go crazy. Birth of Epsilon. Most of the trial models for advanced force metal infused Reploids ended in failure. Epsilon was a rare example of success. This Reploid boasted excellent physical prowess and heightened intelligence. Epsilon's uprising. One day, Epsilon, after declaring himself commander, announced the independence of Giga City. He banished all humans from the island and demanded that the government recognize Giga City as an independent Reploid state. The Task Force. In response to the Epsilon uprising, the government immediately formed the Task Force, with Colonel Redips at the helm. Under Redip's command, numerous agents were sent to Giga City. Searching Giga City, the data from later probe missions suggested that the force metal that exists across Giga City was causing Reploids to go maverick. About Giga City. Giga City is a man-made island built on the Pacific Ocean to mine force metal, carry out research and development on its properties and uses. The layout of Giga City consists of a collection of research facilities. The Lagrano Ruins. The lighthouse-shaped building in the center of the island is what is left of a Reploid laboratory. When Epsilon went berserk, it was destroyed, and now only its ruins remain. Cut off from the rest of Giga City, these ruins are unknown to the main populace. So when this happened, it was practically right away when X got there, wasn't it? Anyway, Central Tower. This is the administrative sector of Giga City. From here, humans once oversaw the operations of the city. After the uprising, Epsilon abandoned this sector, calling it a symbol of human arrogance. This is so cool. There's backstories in the game. Tiana Camp. There are several abandoned plates which have been mined dry of their force metal. The largest abandoned plate is called the Lost Mine. In it, a giant drill still sits, pointing idly toward the depths of the sea. Alright. Gaudiel's Laboratory. There are plans to revive nature in this sector using force metal. Of course, nature refers not to ordinary plants, but to man-made mecha plants. Olfat Factory. This is a mechanoloid production factory. It was used to design Reploids for mining and other tasks until the Rebellion uprising, after which it switched to producing combat Reploids. The Gimiala. This pile of rocks was brought to replenish the Energen ore, power source of Reploids. Vanalia. The Onovan Desert region is constantly plagued by sandstorms and tornadoes. If you're a little confused, I believe Onovan and Vanalia are interchangeable in the same thing. It was originally a dome-shaped plate designed to test the specifications of Reploids by placing them in various environmental conditions. The Melda ore plant. Force metal mined in Giga City is brought here for refining, and to be converted for use in generators. It traverses the surface of the sea to collect the force metal from each of the plates. And then the Grave Ruins base. This sector is used to test the abilities and durability of Reploids designed in Giga City. It is possible to create a variety of scenarios through application of extreme heat, cold, or dry conditions. And it's the worst dungeon in the game. Okay. Story. Chapter 1. In the year 22XX, the mysterious mineral force metal is discovered from the remains of a meteor which landed in the Pacific Ocean. Can we read that? One day, the Reploids in one area of the island suddenly went berserk. The government deemed these Reploids maverick and deployed teams of agents to Giga City to gather information and to solve the crisis. X and his friends successfully infiltrate Giga City in search of a makeshift base. They enter a building and suddenly come under attack. X and friends are betrayed by Shadow and find themselves in grave danger. Zero attempts an attack and soon faces the overwhelming might of the Rebellion cadres. Chapter 2. Betrayed by Shadow and unaware of Zero's fate, X awakens angry and with a renewed determination to get to the bottom of things. He continues his mission, but is suddenly attacked by the bounty hunter Spider. He manages to fight him off, but realizes the many difficulties that he faces by going it alone. Ale asks X to rescue the resistance leader, Chief R. He entrusts X with his ID, which is the key to R's cell. Then he sacrifices himself to hold back incoming enemy forces, giving X a chance to escape. Yep, he did that. Although Spider worked for the rebellion as a bounty hunter, when he sees X holding Ale's ID, he has a change of heart. Ale was Spider's former partner. So yeah, I think that's the real Spider. That's the common theory. X and friends regain control of their base after rescuing Chief R. However, the functions of the base cannot be restored without the help of Nana, the operator. X's group heads to the Tiano POW camp to rescue Nana. We meet Steel Massimo in the mine-turned-POW camp. Massimo is an unrivaled warrior and anti-rebellion hero. Massimo tells X that he has come to the camp in search of someone. We rescue Nana, who was held deep within the POW camp. During the escape, Massimo disappears without warning. Nana notices something strange about the info on Massimo in the database. And then we find out that the Reploid who called himself Massimo was not who he claimed to be. Massimo meets the real Massimo again, this time in the underground reaches of the POW camp, where he has nearly met his end at the hands of Silverhorn. Alright. The help of Professor Gaudiel was needed to strengthen the base in preparation for the coming battle with the rebellion. However, the pacifist professor has isolated himself in the comfort of his laboratory. X goes to enlist his help. At the same time, the rebellion sends Dr. Psyche to coerce Professor Gaudiel into cooperating. X, who has also come to persuade Gaudiel, now must face Psyche. Moreover, it seems that yet another visitor has arrived at the lab. Dr. Psyche captures Gaudiel's precious female Reploid Cinnamon, and it is she who is in fact the professor's greatest creation. Cinnamon is determined to no longer be a burden and instead help X and friends fight. The resolve not only inspires Gaudiel, who refused to accept the need to fight, but Marino, the normally ice-cold thief, as well. She doesn't seem ice-cold, normally. Thanks to X's new ally, Gaudiel, the transmitter function of the base is restored. X contacts Colonel Redips, who tells X that Zero may still be alive. X heads to the factory on the trail of Zero, and instead meets Axel. And Axel says he came to Giga City in an attempt to uncover the secret of his own creation. Inside the factory, X finds Zero challenging Mach Gentra on his own. X and Axel both chase down Zero. The Class S hunters are now reunited. Class S hunters work together to shut down the out-of-control factory. Three are happy about their reunion, but it appears that Zero, who was already once betrayed by Shadow, is having doubts about the meaning of friendship. Yeah, he was. Zero becomes unable to trust the Reploids at Giga City. He rejects his resistance allies and storms out of the base alone. The next receives a transmission from Colonel Redips, who tells them about the Rebellion's secret laboratory. X finds the traitor Shadow awaiting him in the laboratory, and Shadow's powers boosted by Super Force Metal gives X a run for his money, except not really. The secret laboratory was all set up. X and friends are trapped in a room by the Rebellion cadre and Centos. The room is set to self-destruct. Zero, after seeing the heroic sacrifice made by Spider to save his friends, understands the gravity of the Resistance cause and agrees to fight along with them. Zero solemnly swears he's up to no good. Oh, wait a minute. Never to rest until the rebellion is defeated. I know, random Harry Potter reference. A rebellion radar jammer completely cuts off transmissions with Redips. And in order to shut down the jammer, X and friends must face the pernicious dangers of the barren desert. Okay, here's problem number 1, right? Well, problem number 1 happened a while ago, but plot hole. Redips at this point is wandering around and doing stuff as Spider. So, I don't know where this radar jammer is pointed, but you would think they could still contact Redips as he is nearby. Anyway, on the way to the desert facility, X and friends come up against the rebellion cadre Furham. They are caught off guard and sucked down into the sand. X's party takes the underground passages to the jammer facility. The rebellion cadre Botos awaits them in the room containing the jammer. And then the insolent Botos flees in desperation. The resistance fighters almost catch him, but instead only manage to obtain some super force metal. This is a vital clue to the rebellion's plans, but just what is the super force metal? Well, we'll find out. We're almost done with these. Analysis reveals that super force metal contains incredibly high energy levels. X and friends now suspect that the rebellion is refining super force metal head straight to the refinement plant. And at the heavily guarded refinement plant, X finds a missile armed with a super force metal warhead. After finding out that in order to access the super force metal, they'll need the keys from the cadres, X and friends engage Furum in a heated battle. And then using both keys, Botos is able to obtain the super force metal. With such power at his disposal, Botos begins the plot against even the commander himself, but he is suddenly attacked and toppled by an unknown enemy, Redips, and the metal is snatched away. With the super force metal stolen by Redips, the mystery around this incident grows ever deeper. But X has no time to sleuth. Suddenly the base comes under attack. Scarface is the perpetrator of the assault on the base. He claims that he has come to reclaim the super force metal. Fortunately, X manages to kick his ass by tracking Scarface's route of retreat. The Resistance is able to locate a building which they suspect is the rebellion base. X and friends storm the location in order to face Epsilon. Soon, X and Co. locate Epsilon. During the fight, Epsilon describes the ideals that he's fighting for. His conviction nearly makes X doubt his own actions. Does it really? But in the end, the fearsome Epsilon is put to rest. And I guess he did hesitate. Okay, last chapters. As if to signal the end of the entire incident, a government vessel flies in. X thinks for sure that it has arrived to take them home, but the plane begins firing on the resistance fighters who had gathered for the welcome. On the top floor of the defense department, X meets Colonel Redips, the highest ranking military commander, and in Redip's hand is the missing super force medal. This was a betrayal that X could not forgive. He shows his anger towards Redips, who betrayed the very friends who gave him his trust, their trust. But with the Super Force medal in hand, Redips declares himself Great Redips and the Resistance fighters are powerless against him. Oh shit, how many of these had multiple pages? Oh damn it. Oh damn it, okay. Some of them have second pages, and I did not read the second pages. So, I ruined the story for everybody, but that seemed to flow. The facts of the story seemed to flow. Anyway, everything was the setup orchestrated by Redips in order to steal the Super Force medal from Epsilon. Redips changed form and infiltrated Giga City, all the while manipulating X and his friends. Right, so that's a betrayal X couldn't forgive. Seems that our heroes have nary a chance in this final confrontation. Until Furham suddenly appears, catching Redips off guard and snatching the Force medal away from him. Furham expresses her wish for the disposal of the remaining Force medal. She says that Epsilon did not mean for the Super Force medal to be abused by the likes of Redips. Well, of course he didn't. And then Furham throws herself into space along with the Super Force medal. X's fight is finally over. The government declares Redips a Maverick, but the termination of Maverick status for Epsilon is deferred. So Epsilon is no longer a Maverick. He was apparently just a guy trying to ruin everybody's lives. So that's all our stuff. Just about. So just the final thing to view. Two final things, I guess. So on the data screen we have all the targets cleared. I'll start from the bottom. This was the first thing we did. We defeated 100 enemies. It took us 2 hours to do that. took me 2 hours. 3 hours we obtained 10,000 XP. And then apparently I talked to citizens 100 times in that period, which I don't think I did, but okay. Fought over 100 battles in 4. Achieved max attack of over 9999 in 5 hours, 5.5 hours. We defeated over 100 prions in 7. We used 100 action triggers in 9. Completed 10 play hours in 10. Got 50 Force medal recipes 26 minutes later. Killed 500 enemies a half hour later. And then we did 100 critical strikes. So apparently I had this one done for a while. I thought I didn't, but I did. Obtained 100,000 XP. A little bit after that. We used over 100,000 Zenny. A little bit after that. Fought over 500 battles. A little bit after that. And then we saved 50 times. That was something else I missed. I skipped over. That wasn't one of the 4 I needed. Anyway, we bought 40 weapons. X's level hit 30 or 31. Deployed 50 times the robots. Activated 100 final strikes. Defeated 1,000 enemies. Cleared the game. Played for 25 hours. Used more than 100,000 Force medal energy. Collected all deployment members. Collected all the figure tokens. Collected all the normal figures. 2 minutes afterwards. Defeated 100 Metars. Achieved over 150 consecutive hits. I don't know how exactly you do that, but we did it. Collected all video files, all the disc files, all the music files. And then we purchased 100 items. We collected all the field items. Completed all deployments. I want to come back to this and talk about it in a minute. Completed all the deployments, collected all the sketches, all the posters. Those were the last 3 things. These all happen like automatically. Although, I don't know why these were delayed, because as soon as this one finished, these 2 should have finished. But anyway, if you hit L and R on this page, you get other stats. So hitting R, this is my battle data. I am 1 short from 2,500. We used Cinnamon 5 times. She's been in 5 battles. And defeated is how many things they've killed, not how many times they died. I think. I don't know what defeated is, actually, because Cinnamon... There's no way she killed 28 things in 5 battles. What? Doesn't make sense. No way. Anyway. So these are my stats if you guys want to see my stats. 244 final strikes in the game. Hit 195 times at the max. Zenny data. If only I had that kind of money in real life. A little over, almost 2 million, not quite 2 million. Shop data. We bought all the things. Acquisition percent. This is an important screen if you're trying to get all items. So I want to talk about this. The yellow item boxes count towards collecting all items. The yellow items fill your sub-tanks up. If your sub-tank is full, if you haven't used it, and you want to do 100%, just go blow your sub-tank. I had to go back to a lot of these locations off screen, because apparently when you pick up the yellow sub-tank item with a full sub-tank, you'll see a red cross across from it. It acts like you have 9 items in your inventory. It doesn't give it to you, and then it respawns when you leave the room. So make sure you just use some sub-tank energy so you can pick it up, because they don't respawn infinitely, which I think I thought they did that on the very first episode. They are a one-time refill, and they do count towards your item collection. So that is all of that, and then just the final look. If you didn't watch the last episode because you didn't care to watch grinding. Vaccine program, anti-lock, warm-up, cooler, clear vision, cure 1, cure all, reboot, backup, gain hyper, mega fire, ultra fire, mega ultra blizzard, mega ultra thunder, liquid suffocation, chaff hacking, boost armor, boost speed, boost shield, unlock limiter. Okay, I need to pick up a boost power for a 200%. I think I can buy it somewhere. Anyway, I need a boost power and a boost... I don't think there's a boost health or weapon energy, so I just need a boost power. It's the only thing I'm missing. I'm probably not gonna go get it. It don't matter. I would just have to steal it from something. Anyway, unlock limiter. Oh, there it is. I do have boost power. Build LE, build power, build WE, build hyper, build speed, build armor, build shield. All weapons accounted for. X-Buster, Guard Buster. Alright, I won't read these all, but I'll scroll down them, because I read them before. So we'll just scroll down. This is the complete list. Yes, every weapon in the game. You cannot miss any. It's a 0 here because it's equipped. So if you are looking to complete your own game, these are the things you need. Everything is organized by the first organizational option. So these are organized by X's weapons. I have 7 aces of clubs. Nice. So tons of weapons in this game. Tons. Alright, and then I didn't organize that, so. Whoops, I'm hitting the wrong button there. I guess King of Diamonds appears on the bottom, I don't know why. Anyway, sub-weapons. Every sub-weapon is obtained. So if you want to see a list of these, you know, you can go online, but if you're using this video for some reason to check your own storage, again the zeros are equipped. So that's every sub-weapon. Every force medal in the game. There's a lot of these. Most of them are sold. Some are stolen from enemies. And then a handful. If you didn't watch the last episode, make sure you get a ton of Exodus. You're gonna need a lot of this. You're gonna need a lot of Exodus if you want to get everything. Alright. And then all the key items that you should be left with. If you're playing the PlayStation 2 version, you have one more item that I do not have. But you have way less trophies or figures. So that's all the items, and then confirmation that I did make at least one. I'll go faster in this list. We have made at least one of everything. Nothing is listed as new. We do have one of everything. That'll do it. Final levels, final stats with the hyper distributions. I gave an extra one to 0. I would probably give the last one to X or Axel as well. So, with that, and I never looked at any of this stuff. I'm not gonna remove the new icon from all of those, but that's it. That's Mega Man X Command Mission. 100%. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough, the 6 or so episodes that this is. I wish the purple scarf could be used sooner, but if you want to use the purple scarf, you have to get every sketch. If you're going to get every sketch, you have to finish the deployment completely, and by the time you do that, you're probably done with the game. So, that's all the purple scarf action we get. And that's all I'm going to do for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope if you did enjoy, you'll look forward to future projects from me. Most things will be a lot less planned out for a while. I'm going to take a break from like doing completionist playthroughs. But we'll get back to another one eventually. Anyway, hope you all have a great rest of your days. Take care out there, everyone.